Alrighty, I don't have much of an intro for this because it's kind of self-explanatory what's going on, but we have a decent amount of questions to get through. I got, I think, 2-ish pages here. Yeah, thank you all for asking your questions and such, and let's just get right into it. So first off, we have, what's your favorite color? Red. I don't really have a particular reason. I don't know why. I just like the color. What are my opinions on episode 7 of The Amazing Doodle Circus? That was an emotional roller coaster and a half. I got to catch the premiere to that, and that was the fastest and most, like, hectic 30-ish minutes of my life. It was I think it's still not my favorite episode. 5 is still, I think, always going to be my favorite, unless 8 or 9 are insanely good. But, yeah. I'm nervous and excited for the upcoming episodes. We have 2 questions here. Do I think water is good? It's good for you. I don't drink a lot of just plain water. It's mostly tea and coffee, which my dentist said was bad. Whatever. And also, random question. Vy говорите по-русски? No, I do not speak Russian. I had to look up the translation for this. Hopefully my pronunciation of that wasn't super bad. Alright. Next up, do I like K-pop? No, I don't listen to it at all. Do I have a ride or die bestie that isn't my bestie? How do I put this? I don't have friends. That's probably gonna be my answer to that. Do I play Roblox? No. My favorite game, it really varies, but if we want to go for just favorite game that I've ever played, probably either Terraria or Red Dead Redemption 2, which are like 2 of the most far removed games from each other possible, but both of those I have absurd amount of time in. Favorite character on TADC? If it isn't obvious enough from my profile picture, or 80% of the images I use in my posts, I'm a fan of Jax. Very relatable character for me. Also because, as opposed to what everyone else seems to think, I think he is the funny one, but not in the way he thinks he is. Next, do I have any experience with photography or cinematography? Literally 0. I just randomly take, like, really decent photos sometimes, and then the others are just crap. Do I do any writing like stories or scripts, etc.? I don't even script my videos, nonetheless make stories. Ever done any acting or voice acting? I was in, like, some plays in elementary school, but those were, like, required. Technically, I do VA work, like, here on YouTube, but not anything, like, official. I don't do, like, comic dubs or any, like, series or anything, but I think there's there's a few projects on some other channels that I've done VA work for, like, Jax or Kane. Those are the only 2 voices I can do because Kingers is hard to do sometimes. So we have favorite animal. It's between pugs or koalas for me, which both of their defining characteristics is that they're dumb as bricks and fluffy and cute, but yeah, that's basically my only qualifications for them. It's kind of a tie because we've actually owned a pug, but I've had like a plush koala since I was born, technically beforehand. Yeah, so probably pugs because that's the only one I've actually interacted with in person. Favorite color, plural S, besides red. Huge fan of stuff like gold. Well, I know, crazy. Gold, the shiny color. Black. Like those, like, kind of in between, like, really dark blues, I guess. Yeah, that's about it. Favorite food? Sushi. It's just, I know a lot of people don't like the raw fish, but it's just something about, like, the combination of flavors and the ingredients being, like, super simple for me that just really sells the food. Favorite game? I have already answered that, but if I had to add some more to that list, I suppose I'll do, like, I guess my current favorites. Mugenics. It's just so fun. R.I.P. Larcelt. And I do have access to VR, so also probably Blade and Sorcery. That's fun. Favorite show / movie? Well, my favorite movie is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And you're not going to believe this, but my favorite show is actually The Amazing Digital Circus. But if we want to go for something besides that, I was a huge fan of, like, the of Top Gear. It's the British car show, I know. Insane. What was the other one? Favorite characters. So, obviously already Jax, but if we want to do, like, my top three are probably Jax, then Bubble, and then Kane. I like the gremlins of chaos. Either intentional or unintentional chaos. I'm not going to rank all of them because I do have a decent amount of questions to get through, and I also need to edit all of this together. So anyway, next we have from Nyx, Yuri or Yaoi? If you had to really make me choose, I'd probably say Yuri, but that's just because, like, TADC has the best Yuri, and it's kind of my favorite show, so definitely Yuri. What's my favorite animal and why? Already answered that, but if you want to know why I like both the koalas and the pugs, it's because, like, pugs, they're, like, basically walking lard lumps with stupid-looking faces and low intelligence, and I love them. They are amazing. Koalas, I like them because they are quite literally one of the stupidest animals on the planet. Their brain is smooth. I'll probably end up putting, like, a image of that on there, probably with a warning of, like, hey, this looks weird, because it is quite literally as, like, smooth as... I don't know what to describe it as smooth as, because there might not be anything as smooth as a koala's brain. And also, they exclusively eat a mildly poisonous plant with, like, -8 calories in it. And then from Strawberry, do I miss Larcelt? Don't mention Larcelt, man. You're making me sad. R.I.P. Larcelt, 2026 to 2026. Brutally murdered in a accident involving spiders, I think. If I remember correctly, it was spiders. What's a good car brand I like? I mean, currently, I drive a Honda, and the car I'm gonna be, hopefully, taking over, is gonna be also a Honda. But if we want to go for just, like, a car that I specifically like, I'm a huge fan of the Chevrolet Corvette. It's probably one of my favorite cars. Just looks nice. It's a go-fast looking car. I like that one. What cigarette brand would I recommend? I can't tell you anything about actual cigarettes because I don't smoke nicotine, but I do have herbal cigarettes, which are non-addictive, and it's kind of like contain menthol. Well, not menthol, but they have like mint in them, so like you get like that cooling effect in your breath when you smoke them from like whenever you eat a mint or like brush your teeth. But they're called T-Ciga. I'm not going to tell you where to get them because Lord knows I don't need other people ruining their lung health because of me, but you can probably easily find them anyway. Favorite horror game? I don't play horror games frequently. I'm a huge fan of Phasmophobia. That one's fun. But if I had to go off of like an actual game that I've played that I would also call slightly a horror game, Subnautica, the first one. That game is just it's not a horror game, it's just a survival game. No, it definitely takes advantage of general like fear of the ocean type thing. Do I want to be a zombie or a mummy? Probably a mummy because they're just cooler. It's like a zombie but kind of fossilized and Egyptian, or what? Not necessarily Egyptian. Mummies can technically be from any culture, but typically Egyptian. Favorite actor? Danny DeVito. I don't really watch movies frequently. I'm not a huge TV person. But Danny DeVito, as he once said, quote, actually, wait, no, I probably can't use that quote. Yeah, I think that goes against YouTube guidelines. Never mind. Job I want to do for the rest of my life. I'm hoping to, like, open up a tea cafe kind of thing here in the town I live in. Just run that for the rest of my life, because baking and cooking is kind of one of my passions. It's just a little hobby that I do occasionally. I need to really do it more, honestly, but I'm actually going to culinary school for that right now. Who do I think needs more screen time in TADC? Oh my lord, give Zooble more screen time. They're not even up, like, they might actually be, out of all of them, my least favorite character. Not that I don't like them, it's just I don't vibe with them necessarily. And they need more screen time. Like, completely. Please, alright? I understand, like, a lot of their character development happened off screen, I think. Or at least it felt like it. It felt like they solved their issue a little too quickly. And I honestly just think that they got over their, like, supposed, like, well, not supposed, but their, like, actual body dysmorphia way too quickly for something that has been plaguing them for possibly years. And in the span of what seems to be maybe a month at most, all their problems are solved. Yeah. And have I been feeling better?
I want to keep the mystery alive. What do you, the viewers, think it is?
Will you stop doing that?
Next, want some homemade hot chocolate I just made? Abso-fucking-lutely, man. I love hot chocolate, honestly. It's one of my favorite drinks besides tea or coffee. Alright, we have supposedly a serious question here. You like cheese? Yes, my favorite cheeses include smoked Gouda, Parmesan, mozzarella, and burrata. Do I have pets? I have 2 pets, actually. Not counting the chickens we have. We have 2 cats. One is like a old guy. He's old. He's my cat. His name is Captain, because his tail looks like a hook. And we also have Pancake. She is a hyper gremlin. Her favorite activities include attacking people, being up in high places, attacking people while being up in high places. She sleeps weird as well. Favorite type of music? I'm a huge fan of indie rock, but I guess technically the genre I listen the most to is called bedroom pop? I didn't even know that was a genre until Spotify told me it was. But if you're looking for like specific bands, I'm a huge fan of Arctic Monkeys, TV Girl, Tame Impala. Favorite show? Whoa, crazy. Besides TADC, I like murder drones. I'm not nearly as like hyper fixated on it as I am TADC, but it is just something I enjoy. I'm excited for Game Oververse. It's gonna be jarring to hear Jay Schlatt's voice coming out of anything other than the most like if Beard would describe a man, he is like the embodiment of what I'd expect some guy's name to be if it was Jack Daniels. Hobbies. I like cooking and baking, as I said before, but I'm also a fan of Magic the Gathering. You know, just the most like money sink hobby you can get into. I like video games, if that counts as a hobby. Probably doesn't. I like video editing, but I really like actually need to be like fully into it at the moment to get it done. Otherwise it just feels like a chore, which that's not obvious with my upload schedule. I've not done like an AMV in ages, but that's just because I kind of ran out of steam for those a little bit. So who knows when the next one's coming. We'll probably do another one in the future, but yeah. Favorite flavor of Pop-Tart? I like the brown sugar ones, but the like classic strawberry are also good. Do not ever eat the s'mores Pop-Tarts. They're genuinely terrible. How did I get into the Binding of Isaac or Edmund's work in general? I don't actually remember. I think it was a YouTuber. I just don't remember which one. But I enjoyed the Binding of Isaac. I never fully beat it, but that's also because that takes like hundreds of hours of work, and I kind of suck at that game. Did I play Ultra Kill, and if I didn't, why? No, I've not played Ultra Kill, and it's because I suck at the genre of shooter. It is called a boomer shooter, because it's similar to like Doom and stuff. That game's a little too fast-paced for me. Yeah, just too fast-paced for me. I'm a little slow sometimes. Favorite TADC or glitch character? Well, as I've already mentioned, the TADC ones, I suppose I'll go after a different glitch show, so the only other one I've seen, admittedly. Murder Drones. My personal favorite. I like Sin? I think that's how you pronounce it. The teacher guy, and Uzi. Probably in that order. Sin's my favorite. They're just insane. If I had to decide whether Funny Bunny or Strategy would be canon, which would I pick? Oh no. Alright, I'm gonna piss somebody off no matter what I answer, but I am gonna say Funny Bunny because I firmly believe that Strategy is basically canon already. Just because of the promotional work with Gangle and Zooble for episode 6, and just in general, the logic just makes more sense that it's already a thing, really. Have I played Paperhead episode 0? I have no clue what that is, so no. I'm sure somebody is gonna let me know what it is, but no, I've not played it. Alrighty, and that's all the questions. I get to edit down this like 20-minute long thing of rambling into a coherent video, complete with images and background music. But yeah, thank you guys for asking all these questions. Sorry that I haven't been like super consistent with uploading anything TADC related or anything at all, really. I've been kind of suffering from lack of motivation recently, but yeah, hopefully it'll be back soon. I know I've done like some lives here and there to tide you guys over a little bit, but I don't really have like the cooking with Kane thing is hopefully going to be coming at some point. I literally need to figure out how to set up a camera in my kitchen that would actually be helpful at like a good angle. That'll be coming in the future at some point. I guess if any of you are bored and are doing like a song cover or comic dub or literally anything that I can do VA work for, feel free to, I don't know, mention me in a post or something. I'd be more than happy to do some lines for Kane. Jax is a maybe. My impression of him isn't the best. My Kane impression is definitely more on point. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. It's probably gonna be a very awkward sounding video with a lot of and but I just did it again. God damn it. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go before I ramble on for another like 5 minutes.